Well, as you know, we didn't have TV back then, and we hunted a lot up and down the creeks around Frisco, and then we had a movie on Friday night. Friday or Saturday night, we'd go to the movie.
Well, when I moved to Frisco, I had 5 children. 3 of them graduated from Frisco High School, the 3 younger ones, and it was just a great place to raise a family.
It was a close-knit group, and primarily the chamber was the way that everyone supported each other and kept going on. And if there was anyone in trouble, this town came together and would raise money to help the other one. So it was really a very close-knit town. Fortunately, there was a lot of people kin to each other in Frisco. I wasn't kin to anyone, but you found out who was kin to who.
But thinking back about one of the more interesting projects in those early days was the Frisco EDC was approached and asked to assist the location of the La Hacienda restaurant that came in out on Preston Road. And the issue was that they needed a fire hydrant, and that required a utility water line extension, and the fire hydrant itself had to be all installed for the restaurant. And so, to my knowledge, the first economic development deal that was done by the Frisco EDC was assisting the location of that fire hydrant for the La Hacienda restaurant on Preston Road, and that was at a whopping cost of about $5,000.
Our swimming place was down at the Frisco Lake, which was the railroad lake where they got water to fill up the steam engines, and which was about a mile, probably not hardly a mile down the railroad track. We'd walk down the railroad track and swim, and nobody had a bathing suit. It was all skinny dipping stuff. And every once in a while a passenger train would come by, but we would try to all be in the water at that time.
We've had a massive amount of change in those 14 years. We've grown from 3,000 students to 37,000 students, and of course going with that is the need to supply facilities for our students to attend class. And we've been very fortunate that our taxpayers have voted for the bond referendums that we've had. It's been a challenge keeping up with the growth. There's several studies that show that we've been the fastest growing school district in the nation, but it doesn't seem like it's been that difficult because of all of the help that we've had along the way.
We had access to a small billboard on Preston Road, and a lot of times some events and stuff would be put onto that billboard. The opportunity came up where a gentleman had to work off some community hours, and we had just established a motto for Frisco. It was Frisco has it all, and it was a Western theme, black and red and orange and with Western type letters. So that we got this gentleman to go out, and he worked off his community hours painting that billboard for us. That billboard generated so much comments and interest, because people would come in and say, you know, you guys have one tiny grocery store and a few couple of convenience stores, and you're saying that Frisco has it all? And so we always had to counter back with, well, one day it will, and it did. I came to the chamber in 1988. I was hired by the board of directors at that time, all male, and when they told me about the equipment that I would be using, they pointed to the TRS-80 and showed me they were very proud of the 8.5 by 11 or 8.5 by 5 floppy disks that this old unit used.
Well, one of the events John started was kind of born of necessity, and that was the Frisco Chamber Golf Tournament, which is now named in honor of John, the John Weinberg. And 25 years ago, they had one employee, Karen King, and she was in a very small building by the railroad. In fact, if they got a phone call, she had to stop the conversation while the train went by. And one month, they realized they were not going to have the funds to pay Karen. And so Bill Spears, our neighbor, and John came up with the idea to have a golf tournament. And so that was before Stonebriar was built, so it was in El Dorado in McKinney. And it was a great success. They had a large number of golfers, and they were having a wonderful time. And during the golf tournament, though, Bill's wife, Twain, and I noticed that they had not planned to serve anybody any food, and there was quite a bit of beer being consumed on the course. So we ran to the grocery store and picked up apples, oranges, chips, anything we could think of, because we wanted them to have something to eat before they got in their car to drive home. So the chamber plans much better now and serves breakfast, lunch, and dinner at the John Weinberg Golf Tournament.
In August of '95, I started with the chamber, and there were 249 members. We had probably maybe 6 to 8 active memberships on Main Street itself. And the first day I walked up and down Main Street and introduced myself to the members in downtown Frisco.
Some of the things that have transpired have been unique in the way that they've developed. And I would say that when I get asked by others about what is truly unique about our school district, it has been that we've leveraged tax dollars with so many different entities that it's made it feasible to do what we've tried to do, and that is keep our secondary schools smaller.
The major project that really put Frisco on the map was the Landing Stonebriar Mall, and that was done, basically announced in 1998. And the mall opened on August 4th of 2000. Interesting enough, at that time, Frisco's population was only about 33,000 people. So we were incredibly fortunate to win that project and competing against our neighboring cities. And General Growth came to town and opened that mall, and basically that put Frisco on the map. So for the first time, people were coming to Frisco to shop and spend money in our city, when prior to that, most of the shopping was done outside of Frisco.
We were delighted in 2000 when we were able to work with economic development. I can actually say I was here before Jim Gandy was, but by about 6 months. But we were a great partner with the Economic Development Corporation in the city and the school district. We were all working together for the same goal, and that was to be the best place in the world to live and raise families.
I think all the businesses are very supportive of each other, and I think that cooperation among the businesses has helped to make us the great city that we are.
Let me give you just one example. During a 20-month period towards between around 2008 going back to late 2006, in a 20-month period, this city opened a new city hall, a new library, a police department, a fire department, a heritage museum, a heritage center, the Frisco Athletic Center. All of those buildings were opened and roads were being built at the same time. Now that is an unbelievable task by a city staff. And George Purefoy and his entire staff of people did all of that and put that together. And they deserve an unbelievable amount of praise and acknowledgement for the great job that they did.
Dynamic.
Home.
Phenomenal.
Awesome.
Home.
Traditional.
Awesome.
Home.
Friendly.
Dynamic.